Police have now identified a man shot and killed in Decatur on New Year's Eve. Officers responded to the 1000 block of East Pearl Street that afternoon after receiving reports of shots fired. Once on scene, they found 30-year-old Javaris Milan with multiple gunshot wounds. He died at the hospital. If you have any information on this shooting, be sure to call Decatur Police or Crime Stoppers. The murders of 4 Idaho college students have generated headlines and interest all across the country. And as WAND's Doug Wolfe shows us, the case has been of particular interest to a former WAND anchor who now teaches at the suspect's university.
It was November when 4 University of Iowa students were murdered in the small town of Moscow. Friday, a suspect, Brian Koberger, a PhD student at nearby Washington State University, was arrested in Pennsylvania. Former WAND news anchor Matt Loveless teaches broadcast journalism at Washington State and has been covering the case. I asked Matt about the mood of the campus community before the arrest.
Maybe that's not like an overwhelming fear as much as it is just an unease that we lived with for a long time.
The time between the murders and the arrest was nearly 7 weeks, adding to the tension.
It's mystery and, hope that the police were making progress. And, as a journalist, you go, I'm sure they are. As a citizen, you kind of go, I wonder if they're not. And so just all of that put together, that was sort of the feeling of the last 7 weeks.
Law enforcement remained relatively quiet regarding the facts of the case and what progress, if any, was being made.
The early messaging was that everything was safe. This was a targeted attack. There's no threat to the community. And once again, not convicting the guy, but understanding that he was back here on campus the next week. Whether or not it's going to lead to eventual closure for the communities or the families. But I think people are relieved that there's a little bit of momentum here.
Koberger is awaiting extradition back to Idaho. In Decatur, Doug Wolfe, WAND News.
The suspect in the case will appear in a Pennsylvania courtroom tomorrow. He's not expected to fight that extradition back to Idaho.